Boy, am I excited! There's new freaking upgrades! I just want to talk about these real quick. I have to talk about these. So, I talked about these the last time some new upgrades came out. New ship module upgrades. I guess I'll start with the ones. I'll just go top to bottom. First, payroll management system. Reload time for all support weapons. That's fucking huge. It's all support weapons. I mean, this is the stuff that's going to make the high-level Helldivers. Just all these little things start adding up. So that high-level Helldiver, who has all the upgrades, just starts becoming a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more powerful. Oh, does that make the hallway bigger? Oh, I have to go look at that. Oh, wait, I can't get that. Oh, that'd be cool. It makes the hallway bigger. Oh, man. It's actually a literal ship upgrade. Okay, so that, pretty basic, easy to understand. They're all expensive. 200 common and rare samples is a fucking lot. And I already bought one upgrade, and I was capped out, and I'm not capped out anymore. Let's just put it that way. High-density explosives, which is 10% more orbital explosion damage radius, which is great, especially orbital precision being part of that. It's not just the artillery ones. Precision strike gets 10% bigger, which is fucking awesome because it's already a pretty good radius. So that's another one. That's even more expensive. That's 250 and 200. Jesus Christ. Okay. Advanced crew training. The Eagle cooldown reduced by 10% if called in, while all Eagle uses still remain. Wait, what? Cooldown is reduced by 10% if called in. Oh! This is, if you need to resupply your Eagles, and say you've got, we'll use an example of something I usually have. Not usually, but sometimes. 500 kilogram of cluster bomb. If you used up your 500 kilograms, and you still have cluster bombs, this upgrade will make it so that when you go to rearm, you'll get a 10% off, you'll get a 10% off your cooldown for rearming to get your 500 kilograms back, despite still having some cluster bombs left. So it's good for people who run multiple Eagles, basically. Which is not me. I don't like to run multiple Eagles because of how Eagle rearm works. So I typically don't. Also, usually a multiple Eagle loadout is not my jam. Morale augmentation, this is a no-brainer. I already tested this out. All stratagem cooldown by 5%. And this is like, this becomes a lot when you're looking into things like the exosuits. So the exosuit is a 600-second cooldown, or 10 minutes. It takes off 30 seconds. It literally makes it a 9.5-minute cooldown. Now, I don't know if resupply is in this list as well. I mean, is it technically a resupply stratagem? I don't know. Maybe I'll see it scrolling past. But this is huge because this is going to affect all stratagems you have forever by a small amount. It adds up. You're on a time limit. So some people might say, 5% isn't that much. You're on a time limit on a mission. You know, 5% on a mech is 30 seconds. Do you think having that mech 30 seconds before on extraction might be more useful? I do. There's plenty of times where I'm like, I won't have my mech for another fucking minute or two, so 30 seconds is a chunk of time on long cooldowns. On smaller ones, not as much. I mean, like, I checked out the machine gun sentry, which is 2 minutes. It went from 145 seconds after being on the ground to 140. So, getting things that are short cooldowns a little bit faster. But this mainly affects long cooldowns. It doesn't look like resupplies on there. This is something that helps get everything rolling, and it's nice as a personal upgrade. Streamline launch process. Support weapons come in immediately. I can see one use case where this is really fucking good between the cooldown reduction and instantly coming in. It's going to be EAT launchers. I think EAT launchers are going to get a huge buff from this upgrade because you can literally have EAT launchers come in, boom, instantaneously, which gives you a lot more versatility with them. Now, everything else coming in instantly, that's just fluff because most of the time you call in your support weapons when it's safe. You don't call in extras usually mid-match. I mean, sometimes I will, depending on I run out of ammo with an HMG or I need to call in another rocket launcher. sure, there's still some use there when you're calling in the big heavy stuff that takes time to get going and get set up, like a recoilless or a spear. Ones with the backpacks. But Eat launchers get the most out of that. And cross-platform capability, when you mark targets with the spot icon, apparently the mortar sentries are going to target those first. So this gives you control over your mortars. So if you're someone who likes to use mortars and realizes, I want to put down a mortar tube to shoot at that area over there, that group of guys, you know, the main assault, basically, you can just spam spot on some bots or some bugs, and your mortars will go for the biggest cluster. So when you want the mortars to specifically target one side of the fight versus the other, you can, instead of just have them fire willy-nilly. So if there was, say, a Hulk, you could, you might just be spotting the Hulk to spot, say, a Hulk just to save your team. But now your mortar sentry will be homing in on it. If you're on, say, an automaton, like the defense missions, the high-value asset missions, where they're, like, all marching up, which is good, because you need to take out those big targets, and now you can keep your mortars from just randomly spraying something off in the distance, like some individual tiny weak guy somewhere. You can have them focus on the bigger threats. All these upgrades are expensive. That's 250 and 200, 250 and 200. This was 250 green and 200 orange. Yeah, so that was expensive too, because I'm looking at what I lost. That's 200 green and 250 orange. That's 250 green and 200 orange. So 20, 25 purple samples, 25, and 30. So samples are back on the menu, boys. Let's fucking go. I am so ready. I was trying to decide what I wanted to do today, because I'm like, man, I already got everything unlocked in Helldivers, so not really sure what I want to do. Obviously do enough missions so I can post something so the people who are regular viewers get something to see, but now I'm like, samples are back, requisition is back, let's fucking go. I hope they never stop adding things to the ship upgrades, I really do. It's such an easy thing for them, I feel like, to add grinding value to people. And players who play more like me, as I work my way up to level 150 right now. So, guess it's time to start collecting some samples, boys.